Are changing ocean tides dangerous for swimmers and boaters? Imagine standing at the shoreline, watching the water rise and fall like a giant breathing in and out. That's the power of ocean tides, a natural rhythm that shapes our coastlines every day. Tides are caused by the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun on Earth's oceans. As the moon orbits, it pulls water toward it, creating a bulge of water called a tidal bulge. On the opposite side of Earth, another bulge forms due to the centrifugal force from the rotation. These bulges move around the globe, causing high and low tides in different areas. For swimmers and boaters, these changing tides can be a bit tricky. During high tide, water levels rise, covering rocks, sandbars, and other hazards that might be exposed at low tide. This can be helpful for boats, as they have more water to navigate, but it can also hide obstacles that could damage a bow or cause a swimmer to get caught on submerged rocks. When the tide drops, water levels fall, exposing hazards that were hidden before. Swimmers need to be careful because shallow areas can suddenly become shallow enough to scrape or injure themselves. Tidal currents are another important factor. These are strong horizontal flows of water that move in and out with the tide. Near coastlines, inlets, and estuaries, these currents can become very strong and unpredictable. If you're swimming or boating in these areas without knowing the current's strength or timing, you could be pulled away from your safe zone or into dangerous areas. For small boats, strong tidal currents can make steering difficult and increase the risk of capsizing or grounding. It's also important to remember that tides can change water depths quickly. A beach that looks safe at low tide might be completely submerged at high tide. This can catch people off guard if they're not paying attention to the tide schedule. Some hazards like rocks or reefs can be hidden just below the surface, especially during high tide, making it risky for boats and swimmers alike. Understanding tidal patterns is key to staying safe. Tides usually follow a predictable cycle, with high and low tides occurring roughly every 12 hours and 25 minutes. Knowing when high tide or low tide will happen in your area helps you plan your activities. Checking local tide charts or apps can tell you exactly when the water will be at its highest or lowest point. If you're planning to swim or boat, it's best to avoid areas with strong tidal currents or submerged hazards during peak tide changes. In summary, changing ocean tides are not inherently dangerous, but they do create conditions that can be risky if you're unprepared. Strong currents, shifting water depths, and hidden obstacles can all pose hazards. Staying aware of the tide schedule, understanding how tides influence water movement, and paying attention to local conditions can help you enjoy your time in the water safely. Remember, respecting the power of the ocean is the best way to stay safe while exploring its beauty.